All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to some more 1v1 ranked here. We are looking at Arabia, and we're going to be watching Mursse here in the red, playing as the Persians. Start up his ranked ladder climb. He's playing against Talasid in the blue here, also Persians. So this is going to be a pretty interesting matchup. So to go over kind of the Civ overview, the Persians are a pretty strong civilization. They get really strong in Castle Age, and then once they hit Imperial, they start to really thrive. They have the ability to create war elephants, which is one of the strongest single units in the game. I'll go ahead and speed through the early part of the game here. And then they also get a buff or a tech which allows archers to cost only wood. So wood archers gets really strong late game. They only go up to crossbow, which is I guess the AoE's way of balancing that out. But let's see here. Mursse trying to pull this elephant in. Does lose a Vil. And blue also pulling his elephant in. But yeah, I'm interested to see what's going to happen here. So there's a lot of different strats you can use here. Real quick, we're going to just lessen this tad. There's a lot of different strategies you can use with the Persians. There's some really unique ones you can do, such as a town center drop. So dropping your town center on the other opponent makes it can be pretty dangerous if they're not Persians, because the town centers have twice the HP of regular town centers, so they usually have 2,400. Persian town centers have 4,800 HP, so a lot of extra health on the town centers. Scouts coming in here from the blue Persian player, but Mursse gonna garrison into the town center and pretty easily take out that scout. There's some sound issues happening here. Just gonna drop this down a little bit, I guess. But yeah, so you can do it. Town center drop. That's a pretty niche strategy, though, I'll say. At this level, it's not really worth going for. It's kind of tricky. Something that I've only done really once or twice even, but Mursse is going to go and click up to Feudal here. Can expect that from Talasid as well. But the fact that they're both playing Persians, you know, could create some interesting situations. I think it could mean, you know, if they both go for similar strategies, it's going to come down to which player does it better. It's going to come down to which player has better economy. That's another thing that the Persians are really good at is... well, one, they get the caravanserai, which I believe is a building you can put down that, looks like Mursse is still trying to scout out here, figure out where his opponent is. But I believe the caravanserai is a building you can put down which increases the worker efficiency of villagers around it. And then in addition to that, town centers work faster as the game progresses. So they're a very, very strong civilization, a full economy tech tree, full melee tech tree. They don't get champion. They don't get crossbowmen. So very much a cavalry civilization, right? They get paladin, they get heavy camel rider even, they get hussar, and they have the war elephants. So very, very melee based, extremely strong cavalry of all kinds, camels, elephants, cav. So if these players decide to go for the same strategy, again, like I was saying, it's going to come down to who does it better. It's going to come down to who maintains a better economy. But the opening is what I'm pretty curious about. Obviously, it's going to hint towards what these players are going to go for, right? For the most part of the game. Mursse did pull some militiamen out early, so it looks like he's going to try to do some early pressure with those as soon as he finds this Talasid's base. but I'm sure he's about to find this pretty quickly here. And a lion, okay. Pulling the lion into blue space, but the lion gets shredded. Interesting, I'm not sure where he came from. But Mursse is picking up market and blacksmith. So we might see a castle age push pretty early. Neither of them going heavy into military yet. But now this is men-at-arms. And could be a serious problem for Talisid as he has 0 military on the field. 5 men-at-arms. Could be a problem. These villagers do have looms, so it's going to help them survive a little bit. But this is going to be great early pressure for Mursse. Especially if he's going to be able to keep these guys alive. And as we say that, looks like Mursse is stealing some of the geese from his opponent. So really smart play here from Mursse. Go in, dive in, take out a couple villagers, and then move away with the units. Don't get distracted. Don't let them get killed by the town center. Move away, keep them alive. And he's picking up scale mail, so they're going to be able to go back in, maybe pressure some more. I'd like to see him kind of circle around that town center line of fire and, you know, see if he can find the wood line, see if he can find gold. Gold that Talisid is not on yet. There's some back here, and now he's putting a mining camp down, but he will be a little bit late to that gold. Great pressure from Mursse. Great pressure from Mursse. He's going around the town center, ignoring its fire, using his scout and the men-at-arms to great advantage, pressuring wood line. This is fantastic play early from Mursse. He's going to get out of there with the scout and keep it alive. Now he's going to watch these guys. One goes down, but he keeps the rest alive. Another Vill kill. This is 5 villager kills so far from Mursse. This is really, really well played so far from the Persian in red. Villagers trying to get revenge back here. As we go back to Mursse's base, we're going to see quite a bit of wood and gold. And not much on farms, but it does look like he's starting to put more farms down. So, yeah, so he's going to spend some of that wood, get farms down as the last of his men-at-arms go down. But not without getting value. Not without getting value, to say the very least. More men-at-arms here. I mean, Blue has some archers now, but, well, let's say some. He has 1 archer and a couple spears. This isn't a bad play. You know, it's not really a huge commitment to send a couple more men-at-arms. You can maybe get some more villager kills and just slow the opponent down even further. This is actually really big because Mursse sees that Blue does not have a ton of military in the field, and these are cheap units. So if he wants to, he can send some more just to be pesky. This isn't even an all-in feudal. He's continuing to grow his villager count as Blue is continuing to lose villagers. The red Persian here, Mursse, more idle TC time, and yet because of this pressure, he's gotten 10 villager kills. He did lose 1, which is why there's not a kill here. He did lose 1 to that boar, but that's 10 villager kills early, and that's a huge lead. We're going to see that directly translate to their economy unit count with a 10 vill lead in the feudal age from Mursse. And he's queuing up 8 archers now. How is he? Oh, that's the archer. I thought this was the archery range and he'd already queued up units. Alright, it's confusing. So queuing up archers here, I kind of like that, actually. Stop queuing up food units other than villagers. Even skip villagers for now, you know? Like, get up to castle age with this massive advantage you have. Which it looks like that's what Talisid's trying to do. He's putting his market down. He's floating a lot of food. Definitely looks like he's going to try to get up. But, I mean, this is just impeccable here from Mursse. He's got an advantage. He's stopped spending his food. I mean, other than spending it on villagers. I can't really fault him for that, though. This is just increasing his economy lead. And, well, I did say that he picked up a bunch of economy upgrades. But my point is that he's putting a tower down and just completely denying this gold. Blue has no melee infantry units. He can't pressure this tower other than with villagers, but Mursse has archers here to help with that. Blue just saying forget it. I'm putting villagers on a stone of my own and getting my own tower down. But I will say this tower is not gonna help him a ton. I think what would be more valuable is just to move back to this gold and put a tower there defensively, because the fact of the matter is, until you can push that tower, you can't have this gold yet. You're still denied because the tower's still there. So he's gonna move back to the stone, and yeah, it did look like he was gonna click up to the castle age, so he's definitely on his way. Almost there now for blue, and red clicks up himself. This is really well played. He's able to click up to more archers, collect some more military units on the field at the same time as going up to the next age, because they don't cost food, right? So he's not having to spend food. He's able to progress in that way without slowing down his castle age timing. Blue able to catch up a little bit on the villager lead, or villager deficit, just slightly. So he's going to be in castle age with 1:20 on the clock for Mursse, and Blue's going to queue up quite a few more villagers to try to make up for those losses. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a pretty solid low idle TC time from Blue here, just because he's got to be so acutely aware of his losses in that regard from Murse's pressure early. Second TC coming up for Talisid. And Scale Barding Armor coming out now. Scale Barding Armor without a stable at all. So it definitely seems like tower trying to come out here from great pressure. Sorry, tower coming out here from Talisid, but great pressure from Mursse. He's going to deny that if he keeps those archers there. This is excellent micro. And just more units coming out of all buildings. Talisid's going to all in this tower. He may lose some villagers, but the tower does look like it's going to go up. That's going to secure this area pretty well. But the fact of the matter is that Mursse has such a huge leg up here. Complete map control. No pressure in his base whatsoever. He has nothing to worry about at home, since he's got Talisid playing completely playing defense. That's an expensive upgrade. That's 300 food and I want to say 200 wood or 200 gold. A point is that that's an expensive upgrade for Talisid to pick up here this early, but he's going to go ahead and get it. He wants that efficiency, and now the stable coming in for blue. Red sparing no expense. He's getting economy upgrades. He's picking up thumb ring, longswordsman, crossbowman just came in. He's got some villagers on stone, but yeah, my guess is that blue wants to put a defensive castle down and make war elephants. That's the guess. I mean, he already picked up his cav upgrades early. He does have some knights coming out, but yeah, this is a castle coming out from blue, but he does not know that red's got actual army here already. Husbandry hitting for red as well. And crossbowman gonna come in and pressure this castle. 45%, but the crossbowmen arrive. Not many villagers left on the castle. Well, I say not. There's still 14, 7, 5. Wow, that dropped really quick. Crossbowman going to absolutely take care of that. And, brutal castle deny from red. But blue's going all in on this, sending nearly all of the rest of his villagers, demanding to get this castle up. He's got a knight to help out. 80, 90. I mean, he's losing villagers left and right, but this castle is gonna go up at the end of the day. Wow. That is an aggressive defensive castle. But once the tower goes down, it does open up this gold. However, he does have gold back here as well, next to his second TC. Speaking of which, second TC coming down here for Mursse. And Mursse has almost got enough stone to put his own castle down. Picks up the last of his economy upgrades as well. And goes ahead and dips his toes into the blacksmith, picks up foraging. Just completing his tech tree. Squire's coming out here, so a pretty good commitment into the infantry realm from Mursse here. But blue, I mean, you gotta be making villagers. Like, you gotta be making villagers if you're blue here. If you're not making villagers, you're falling behind. You're actively losing if you're not making vills. You need to at least... you may not be able to catch back up to vill count at this point, but you need to at least not let the deficit grow. But almost no vill production from blue, whereas plenty of it from red. And third town center going to come down near more gold and more wood. Now camels from Mursse. I mean, at this point, Mursse is making everything. He's got infantry, he's got anti-cav, he's got archers. He's got archers that are pretty soon going to be extremely cheap. That is a Castle Age tech, not a Imperial Age tech. So once he gets his castle up, Mursse would be able to get that technology and have wood-only archers. Even though they're crossbowmen, the great thing about this matchup is that's okay because your opponent can't get past crossbowmen anyway. So there's upsides and downsides to having a barracks, a range, and stables all out at the same time. Some of the downsides are, if you want them all to be effective, you've got to get upgrades for all of them. And that's a lot of resources being spent, right, on a lot of different upgrades. And not only is that expensive, but it takes time. So you can't do it quickly. Note on that, as Loon comes in here from Mursse, so you can't do it quickly, but you also can't mass up a huge army of one type, right? You can't get a ton of archers because you're spending resources on other types of units as well. Blue not paying attention. Finally paying attention, rather. He's gonna pick off those camels with this town center. But vitally, Mursse putting his castle drop just outside of the range. I mean, one tile outside of the range of these villagers, a line of sight. And that castle's gonna go up. That castle's gonna go up without a problem. I mean, this is just brutal. One tile out of range from these villagers seeing it. Just step over and look. It does not look like he's gonna do it in time. The castle will go up from Mursse and siege. Lots of siege coming in behind it. More archery ranges here. Yeah, I was about to say, wouldn't be surprised if Commander Uncoming came in real quick for Mursse. That's such a valuable tech. With the ability to make archers for only wood, lets you spend gold on other expensive units like war elephants or siege, even if you just got a ton of wood. Now fletching coming in for the red Persian player. This is 3 TCs versus 2 with an already devastating villager difference. And I'm biting my words earlier about that low idle TC time from the blue player, but he has not been keeping up with the vill count. He's deciding to go up to Imperial Age. I mean, this is a decision. You've got to do something, right? You've got to either get some siege out. You've got to have maybe war elephants since they're so strong. You got to have something that gives you a little bit of a leg up on your opponent to be able to push back what they're doing. But Imperial Age is just so expensive. You got to wonder, like, okay, I guess he's going for Trebs, right? I mean, he's got to be going for Trebs. And maybe war elephants eventually. But I said that, and he hasn't been making knights. He's hardly made any military this game whatsoever as blue. Whereas red, I mean, has military literally everywhere on the map. Castle back there, and a third castle going to be dropped right here on blue's base. I mean, this game is everything but over for blue unless he's able to pull out a miracle in Imperial Age and get trebuchets out. Red has the buildings to make military, but it's not decided to use them yet. At this point in the game, if I were red, I would be putting a lot of villagers on wood and gold. I would be making what is essentially free archers and battering rams. He's also going to go for war elephants. As Talcid goes into the Imperial Age, I mean, these units, this works too, right? Wood archers and food and gold war elephants. That'll do the trick. Mangonels as well. 3 gonna come out all at once. I mean, this is, again, this is 35 on wood for Mursse. Finally, knight production from blue, but really, he hasn't had the resources. You know what? I was gonna say he hasn't had the resources to make much military. This guy's been floating so much stuff this entire game. Going up to the Imperial Age and not making a single trebuchet out of your castle is criminal. That's absolutely criminal. If I'm in blue's position here and I see mangonels, at least I see 3 castles around my base, 3 more archery ranges coming out here for Mursse. I mean, there's so much resources in the bank for blue here. He's panicking. He doesn't know where to spend it. He does not know what to do. 130 pop versus 54 pop. Blue at this point has forgotten the actual battle and is just playing economy simulator. Whereas red is still locked in on domination simulator. He's going to move in with war elephants. Oh, he's going to move in with war elephants. He's going to move in with mangonels. Nothing blue could possibly have at this point in the game could come even close to dealing with what Mursse has available to him. 1 single trebuchet, 2 trebuchets. Blue making me bite my tongue a lot this game. 2 whole trebuchets out. 45 minutes into the game. For blue. But if I haven't said it before, I will say it again. This is not enough. This game is all but over. Village is going to go down. Not even bother garrisoning them. They wouldn't even have time to begin with. War elephants just walking around doing whatever they please. Mursse not holding back. He's going to go ahead and pick up Bodkin Arrow. The trebuchets go down. I mean, at this point, we're just extending the inevitable. Cavalier comes in, which is going to be huge for blue to be able to make out of 1 stable. To be perfectly honest, not sure why we're not seeing the GG come out here from Talcid. I would say he's clinching onto hope, right? Hoping against hope that he might be able to pull something out, but you need military for that kind of hope. He just doesn't have that. GG finally called from Talcid. I mean, absolutely brutal from Mursse. The early pressure just played so well with the men-at-arms, kept them alive, and got so much value out of those units. Was able to cripple Talisid early, keep up the economy lead, and in the end just surround him with castles, completely control the map, complete control of the game. Well played from Mursse.